I am not interested in fashion, because fashion comes and goes before you see it in a magazine. It's gone. And what I want to do is work that will last for years and years and years. It takes too much time to do it. I pick the very best fabrics I can get my hands on, and often textiles from other countries that are heavily personally done. They take hours and hours to do, for people to do. Or the ones I do myself, if bleaching and dyeing and all that, takes a very long time to do. And that, to me, it's a lasting kind of art form that you can wear around. I really kind of got into it because I wanted to wear really nice clothes and couldn't afford them. So now I can make clothes that I can wear that I think that are truly one of a kind. I'm not going to meet myself anywhere. And other people apparently like that too, because quite a few people have them. I do jewelry because I wanted to make good fasteners for the art to wear, and they weren't out there. I could buy ceramic ones, and that's fine, but I wanted more than that. So if you can do buttons and sculptural fastenings, you can do a lot of other things. Bracelets and necklaces and chains, which are my favorite thing to make. And so they're really made to go with the clothing. And painting is just, when you come out of art school, you often are a painter. And who knew about fabric at that time, except that my mother sewed and made all of her clothes, but they were pretty conservative things. I've always liked line. I've always liked drawings, usually more than paintings from other people's. You see more of the skeleton of everything going on and the life and interest. And sometimes painting gets it so tightened up that it's not interesting anymore. I am drawn to organic forms, as part of which I just don't like the neatness and tidiness that goes with geometric things. I would have made a terrible architect. Things repeat. There are certain shapes that I repeat, both in jewelry and in painting and in beadwork that I've learned to do, quite a lot of beadwork to do with the jewelry. A lot of linear forms show up because I like lines. And you find elements of art that you like and want to repeat. And so they show up everywhere. And if it's straight lines, it's usually some idea that came from the pattern that I started with, and I left it that way, but now I'm getting so I put curves everywhere anyway, because I've learned to do that. When I first started making wearable art, I didn't know how to do anything but straight lines. A lot of the techniques I'm beginning to learn are from the East, from Japanese, Chinese, Indonesian people, and to be an expert in them, it takes 20 years. You don't do anything else with your life, you just do that. I make paintings because they're so immediate, I don't have to prepare a lot of stuff. I can just get into it and use my instincts a lot more, and I'm painting in that way a lot more than I am starting with a sketch and saying, this is the object or subject I'm going to paint. No kittens and Mount Rainier and pine trees for me. I want to just start with color and shape and see what happens, and it's really fun. I can do that with jewelry, but I can't do it very well. I can do it a little bit with cloth, but it's not as functional as I would like some of the cloth to be. Painting can be really instinctual, just reacting to the art process itself, and that's what I do. I start my paintings on, first of all, I slop a bunch of underpainting of some sort on it, gesso, maybe colored gesso, and then let it dry, and then 2 or 3 other colors and let them dry, and then start doing transparent colors and letting them dry, and then working up to about 10 layers. Then I start squishing stuff into it, like fabric or saran wrap or wax paper or whatever. It's just very immediate and probably the most exciting kind of thing I can do because it is so quick. Jewelry takes so long that you can easily forget to have lunch and dinner in your middle of it because it's engrossing. But I don't forget to have dinner when I'm painting. I have time because it's going to have to dry in between. But I like the immediacy of it, and I like the immediate reaction. And if I've designed a technique for myself that allows me to cover up big mistakes. I taught watercolor for a little while, and it was fine, and I liked doing it, but I didn't like planning ahead. I don't like doing precise drawings, which is the most successful kind I did. And it was okay, but I really like acrylic and the opacity, transparency you could play with that. So it's great fun. I had a great fun doing the paintings for the last show. You need to pursue your art from the time you are interested and never stop. You cannot say, I'm going to do my day job for 30 years, and then I'm going to buy myself a little brush and some canvases, and I'm going to paint my masterpiece now. You cannot do that. You have to continue all the time, and you have to persist, because you're going to grow all the time. And you have to grow all the time. That's the biggest thing, but also persist with it, because nothing's going to happen if you are going to take 10 years off. You rot, your brain rots, you stop seeing things, you stop responding. You can make that a really worthwhile time if you're using your eyes all the time and thinking, okay, how can I use this some other time? I had a great aunt on the other side who was so persistent that she was in her 90s, and she had had a phlebitis, and she'd had her leg amputated. She was an osteopath. And she was soon talking back from her wheelchair of going back into practice, which she never did, but she was ready to do that. So that was a great energy. I thought, you never let go. You must never let go. You just got to keep plugging along no matter what, and keep that spirit up. You have to be aware all the time, think about it, and not just go off and watch movies and television, and you have to use your mind all the time.